got that Terizla. It's very tanky indeed, no doubt. I mean, it's actually...
They will go for the Estus. I think that's a much more safer pick. You really want to see that Lila, are you?
Are you
I'm
a Layla? You're a
I-
Layla main, aren't you?
No, I love the... I love the unorthodox hero.
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
to see
I
something
don't
new.
think I don't think we'd call Layla an unorthodox hero.
Lilia?
Because she's the Layla. Because she's the
Layla.
first hero
Estes,
that everyone has.
Hayabusa.
Well, there
On
was
the
an
professional
interview.
scene, on the professional
Yeah,
scene.
well, there was an interview with Bren, or I think it was Bren or Signal, but I think that it was Bren, where who do you think? What hero do you think that will shine throughout the season?
Johnson?
He said Lila.
Really?
He said Lila. The reason why is
that was
because
a troll interview, my
yeah,
friend.
for sure it was. But you see how amazing it is. Even the players were just really happy, just getting that little bit of a joke. But the Signal Ultra, going back to the draft, we have a Desan, or rather an Esmeralda pick here for Signal Ultra. Again, with the Falling Storm and a nice initiation on top of the Divine Judgment. And also that Brock getting that, again, the power of nature, removing that creep wave, resulting into a much more easier rotation for Signal Ultra.
Yeah, I expect Signal Ultra to go hyper-aggressive with the Grok and with the Kaja at your disposal. And then you have the Esmeralda as well, because they could actually dish out a lot of damage when these three heroes just constantly move around the map. So Evos will certainly have to adjust to this hyper-aggressive situation by Signal Ultra.
Yeah.
Signal could actually go for a 3-man invade very early on.
Yep.
With
Grok.
the Grok and Kaja, two
Yeah.
of the best jungle camp clearers in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I agree. And wow, it was really exciting. But let's just go really quick. Based on the drafts, gentlemen, who do you think will get the second game? Let's start with Swarly.
I like... Which one got the Kaja?
The Kaja, the
Signal got that.
I really like the Signal draft. I think it's a lot easier to execute. But yes, it's a throwback to last season.
Mhm.
But, you know, it's still a very good combination.
Still a very good combination. So one Signal, one Drift. Are you going to split it up, or will you let me split it up?
No, I'm going Signal.
Are you going Signal as
Yeah.
well? All right, ladies and
You
gentlemen,
obviously
two
aren't
Signal
under contract.
teams, or two Signal picks right here, predictions for our casters. And let's go ahead and introduce our players for the second game. First series, EVOS PH versus Signal Ultra.
And on the side of EVOS PH, they are the blue team. We have Honda going to be playing as Shufra, Killer going to be playing as Terizla, Haji's going to be playing as Hayabusa, Doofen going to be playing as Krishan, and Dexter as your Estes.
And inside of Signal also, we have Q on that Esmeralda, S on that Flash, Tex on his Kaja, Tisenia on his Harith, and T on that Grok.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the lane stage, we are looking at Ezon right here, not going static into that lane, into the hard lane of Signal Ultra. They're just looking for those information. How many heroes are there? How will we approach that the coin or the crab rather to get that little bit advantage when it comes to the net worth? But few. With the Esmeralda, I think they really have a much more better setup here when it comes to team fights. Again, we're talking about the Falling Star Moon, the Lockdown. They also have the Divine Judgment. But I really think that the penalty zone from EVOS PH can really mess that one up if they didn't time it rightly.
Yep, indeed. So with that, are you saying that Signal Ultra is going to win too? So it's going to be 3-0?
What is it?
Well,
Or no?
for me, well, I haven't made my judgment, my predictions earlier, but I'll go with EVOS PH.
Oh, you're going EVOS?
Yeah.
But Esmeralda is interesting. He has a very low win rate.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we talked about that earlier.
Yes,
37%.
37% win rate,
Yeah.
very highly contested throughout the games, but ever since the nerfs, Esmeralda
Turtle
has become
resurrecting
a poor
soon.
lady in terms of winning.
But in the hands of our professional players, we might see a different situation right there. But Signal, Tets, dishing out a lot of damage using his Wrath Sanction, and also with that, with the damage burn on top of that, pushing the rest of EVOS PH away. But Signal,
It's a very slow turtle because it's just, okay, there we go. There, the skill is gonna help out.
and Revenge being pumped up, connects into Tets. Tets will just use his Ring of Order, pushes back.
Oh, Haji! Haji actually wanted to go for it just a split second too late. That would have been epic.
Yeah, he has to be careful though. The Divine Judgment is actually ready on the side of Signal Ultra. And certainly, yeah, Signal Ultra finally getting a different story in game number 1.
Yep,
Let's
they
see.
got the first turtle. They have a slight lead early on. Let's see if they can close it out. You just tickling away at this tower for now, but you say it's gonna make the rotation. Two
Yeah.
cores make it easier, but no, we're just gonna do some family farm together over at the top lane.
However, D saw two heroes of EVOS PH just lurking inside the brush area. And again, we've talked about Dupin with this vision earlier. I think that was Wonder's just thought about, or rather, no, Warley. You mentioned that that Dupin with this vision really have that double-edged sword where he can go snowball, or rather lose the momentum that he needs.
He has no in between. He is a player with no in between. I'm sorry, Dupin. I love Evos. I love the organization, but sometimes you're just a hit and miss.
Well, I think that those are one of the things that they can work on, and for sure that with the amount of coaching and also with the management, then they can pick that.
Yep, so far Zaman Force popped there by Desenia. Now there's an assault happening as Desenia gonna chase on the killer. With that synchro vision, he gets the kill. Desenia, but Honda's going for the bouncing ball, trying to make sure that he can survive though. But you can see the aggression. Oh, there's a nice stun there by Honda. Can he actually run away? But no, Desenia showing his skill set here with that 2-0 sweep on
I
Evo.
love the patience from Isan, just waiting out the bouncing ball before committing any spell. He knew he would have that mobility because if you have bouncing ball, you're not gonna be moving very far away from me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Signal Ultra getting that early momentum advantage. 2-4-0, ladies and gentlemen, for our scorecard. And the Demon Force will be committed. As you can see, even with the Demon Force, the power spike of the sun is
Turtle
really high.
resurrecting
Level
soon.
4, he can dish out a lot of structural damage. And with that, they have the advantage when it comes to the map control. They have the access to the bottom jungle area. And also the rest of Evo's PH. They're
Launch
not
attack!
targeting middle lane, but they have Isan and also Tex into the middle lane here. But they need to focus more into the core heroes of Signal Ultra. You mentioned earlier they are the comeback kings. There's a reason why, because they can funnel all the resources to to their core heroes really easily.
Yep, indeed. I mean, so far it's a really good start by Desenia. I mean, game
Good
number
has
1.
Calamity Reaper as well. So what?
Oh,
Wait.
there's the jump in though. Here comes the clash happening. Killer actually going for that finishing touches though. And Dupin actually charging in. He's just actually dancing in front of Signal Ultra. Josh, here you go. But then you got Isan with a revenge play. And Few gonna jump in. But so far it's gonna be like a back off coming from these two teams.
Yep.
Killer last game was actually very impressive on his
Evos
expert.
actually stole the turtle.
Oh, wow. There we go. Dupin showing up when we asked him to.
I told you so. And
Killing
Desanya getting that synchro-efficient kill. And also with the dash, committing the Zaman Force, but it's okay. That's already a nice pick up there. Taking down the Estes
Oh,
while
nice
charge
dodge.
will not hit. It will just go bang to the turret. But at least that's a lot of space being given out by Signal. We've talked about Signal earlier. Now Esmeralda's just going with a shadow kill. Taking down the Grok, but a Divine Judgment, no, the Flicker will not connect, and not enough for that tower, rather the turret's AoE to tick in. But we've mentioned, going back to my point, Esmeralda's farming a lot with this, again, with this Esmeralda. Well, how will you control
Launch
this? Maybe with
attack!
this Tyrant's Revenge from Honda, but there's really no
Oh,
follow-up.
Dupin's gonna jump in though. Ekandes is jumping play though, going 1v1. But so far he saw the potential
Oh,
threat,
Falling
and one of
Star.
them is there with you. Who's gonna go for that falling star from
kill.
Zaman forces both things down on Evo's stage, and there's a charge on the side of Signal Ultra, just rampaging in front of Evo's, just making sure that they do not exist on the top lane.
I think Signal is starting to understand what Evos wants to do here right now. Because they have a higher boost, so you know they are just gonna try and split up the map as much as possible. But with a hero like Harith and Kaja who can just do these pickups so instantly, it's gonna be hard for
That's true.
Evos to drag this game out.
It is really difficult because you also need to respect that the Divine Judgment can easily reposition you or out of position you. Oh, the Tyrant's Revenge will also be there. Few in danger. Dupin is also there using the Incandescence plus a Shadow Blade Slaughter, but it's not enough though, Tets. Oh, he might get sandwiched by the
Nice.
penalty zone commitment by Killer. Evos PH getting that return kill. No. Do you think that you have the
Turtle
momentum? You still have a
resurrecting
way to come
soon.
back, says Evos PH.
Just
And
2,000 gold lead, so it's not really that concerning.
yeah, I think that was a half of a core item for the 2000 in the hands of Signal Ultra. But
Yep.
Evo's PH, they have the proper timing. Oh, using the block wall. Desanya.
Desenia is just gonna, okay, no, he's just gonna contest it. But Honda's just gonna jump in though, creating space for the members on the side of Evo's PH.
Shut
Oh, they
down.
actually got a kill onto Desenia, and they could actually get the turtle
The
there.
turtle.
Goodness, Haji is actually able to
The movement
snatch
speed.
it away on Signal Ultra's side.
Look at that. Honda is just
Initiate
single-handedly
retreat.
running them out after that one turtle. And the bouncing ball to lock down Desenia from doing anything is well played. Very
we've
well
seen
done.
the strength of this Cupra that has been held for a lot of weeks already, but this is the first time, the debut of the Cupra pick and also the export, and it's really successful for the team to pick it out. As you can see, the way that he can zone out enemy heroes, giving a lot of space for the rest of their team to burst out that core. And well, you see, there's a lot of mechanics, there's a lot of disable for this Cupra right here. You have the knock-up from the Tyrant's Revenge.
Yep.
You do have the slow from the bouncing ball, and
Yep.
you also have the AOE stun from the Tyrant's Rage. That's a lot of disable from just by one hero.
Yep, indeed, and certainly, oh, look at this, the setup here by Evo's PH. Are they going to go for the jump in onto Signal? But Signal, they know a trap has been laid in front of them, as if a mouse does not want to eat the cheese.
Not taking the bait.
Not taking the bait,
at all.
definitely.
Oh my. And Evo's PH just waiting patiently
He's gonna
inside.
go for it, though.
D with the bouncing ball from Honda, but Honda had information that there are two core heroes here, getting the Tyrant Revenge into the Tyrant's Rage. Where's the punishment?
Penalty.
There's the penalty zone. There's Dubin again with a nice kill. Dubin gets way too deep inside the tier 1 turret, but no, he can't escape. But Dubin still getting caught by Teth. Will take that kill to Dubin, and Haji get a shadow kill. And also D, the damage from the quad shadow. That is enough for them to take down the Grok. But Killer, way too tanky. The body of Smith will not help him out. That's another takedown for Signal Ultra. Getting a 3-4-3 exchange, quite even up, but they will get that bonus
Lord,
with a tier 1 tower
resurrecting
tick.
soon.
Falling Stormwind gonna pop out there by
Killing
Duendi.
spree.
Gets a snatch kill onto Dexter. Wow.
Oh my. Well, I think it's kind of okay as long as Haji is alive. He will just throw his body out. Okay, hit me instead. I'm just making sure that my Hayabusa will just farm for a little bit, not giving any deaths for Haji. 3-0-1 for Haji, ladies and gentlemen.
The problem for Avos right now is they only have two real front lines right now. One's either Honda or Killer staying out of the picture. Signal Ultra will just run them down each and
That's
every
true.
time.
That's true. I
But
mean,
it's a Haji Hayabusa. Yes, you're mobile, but if you get caught in a single crowd control spell, you're done.
Yeah.
yep, indeed. I mean, of course, you got the Harris that could actually dictate Honda and Killer. That's all. There's a flash happening. No, Destainer going to jump in. Zame, of course, to make sure to slow things down. There's the penalty zone to slow the matchup, slow the aggression on Signal Ultra, but so far,
Initiate
no
retreat.
kills have occurred. It's
No
a
kills at all.
typical standoff.
That's how disciplined both of the teams are. However, to the bottom lane, Haji using his quad shadow, getting that reach on Isan, but it's way too dangerous. He knew
Even
that.
he himself was scared.
Yeah, he's really scared. You don't want to fight 1v1 against against Haji and also against Isan right here. So they really mess up the momentum.
Honda's going for the bouncing ball, slowing Test down. Will he go down? But here's the yep, he does go down, and the retreat by Signal Ultra. They certainly have no choice but to run away. Otherwise, they're going to force it. Falling Star Moon pops out though. Major play happening. Executioner's right there together with the
Shut
pair. Oh
down.
my goodness gracious. Both of these two teams desperate to go for it, but this Dania all by himself gonna get slaughtered there. That was
Even
not a
Haji.
good spot. As Haji's gonna jump in, going 1v1 with Ethon in front of the tower. That is certainly an exclamation point by Evo's PA.
That was a reverse ambush if I've
Yeah,
ever
that's
seen
true.
one.
Again, you've seen the effects of his ultimate, the SS ultimate, the blessing of the Moon God,
Yeah.
giving a lot of sustainability for the rest of the crew and surviving. And not if you see that's a counter massacre for Evo's PH. You see the strength of the Estes right here is way too strong, controlling, making sure that the cores will just survive. Just dish out damage. I got your back.
That
Yes,
was
indeed.
so unfortunate for Signal. I'm not really sure what they really wanted to accomplish. Maybe they thought they would actually split up at that moment in Evo's PH. Some of them would actually go farm, even for like a couple of seconds, because that would have been enough. But all of them, they were all on the same page. Evo's PH. We bounced together.
We bounce together, indeed.
Yep, indeed. I
And
mean,
looking at the items here, look at Esmeralda, look at Few, Feather of Heaven, Ice Beam Wand, Calamity Reaper, and also the Magic Shoes. That's how fast the cooldown, or all of his skills, the Frost Moon Shield, the Stardust Dance, will just dish out damage. Just looking for that one opportunity. And with that skirmish right there, he got that perfect falling Star Moon, but again, with the sustainability from Estes, really wrecked them apart.
as you can see, the Lord gonna pursuit his tier 3 power. So far, Cubos is just not gonna force the issue. Signal Ultra with a proper defensive situation now. Haji has that Seiya Halberd, which is gonna be so crucial just to shut down any sort of like regenerating factor on the heroes of Signal Ultra. So the survival instinct is certainly gonna be negated
Yeah.
with this item by Haji.
And I think it's just one of the
Launch
best ways for
attack!
them to control the life steal of Thams, because we all know that the Thams, if you're playing Thams, you need to go front lines. You need to get that, you need to close the gap for you to dish out damage. And with that Sea Halberd, I think that was 50%
Yes.
Yeah, that's
shield and
50%.
also regeneration reduction. Yeah, for Signal Ultra.
And it's kind of obvious. You have an S, you have a Flam, the Festival of Blood. What
Yeah.
other way will you actually itemize?
Yeah, I mean,
It's the 30th emblem. It's a shout out. I am telegraphing I want to like you. If you don't buy this item against me, shame on you.
Yeah, that's a big problem if you're not going to pick it up. And the items here, Demon Hunter Sword for Isan, and do you think that it will be the same as Game 1? That comeback name from Signal Ultra, do you think that they can do it again?
They were behind by
Launch
6K
attack!
last time around. They're only down by 1K. So that is nothing for the comeback
Yeah,
game.
I agree.
Yes, indeed.
I agree.
I mean, they have to wait for the right setup. I mean, they got the Falling Star. They certainly have their items. But of course, they got to watch out for Haji, who's been a constant thorn in their side. Oh, there's a jump in. Silent race. Silent combo. You got the penalty zone popped out, though. Evo Spirit's going to jump in. And it's going to be a disaster here. But Signal Ultra with a defensive situation. Dexter gets killed. There's no sustain. And this is Signal Ultra. How did they do this? How on earth did they do this? But Haji so far
Haji with
going
the
back
chin
and forth. Can he actually survive through this?
One
He's
and
just
one.
jumping in,
One and
jumping
one.
out. Kangaroo, 1v1. You win it. Signal Ultra.
You
Mano y
last
mano.
man
It doesn't matter.
standing.
Stop it.
I told you so. The Ice Queen
Comeback
won.
games. Oh my G. Can't you really feel really the king of the late game? We call him the comeback kings, but he is the one king
Yeah.
of the late game right now.
The lone survivor of that engagement. And even the Hayabusa can fight against this, against the Esmeralda. I told you that the itemization of View, the cooldown is really, the cooldown reduction is really high. You use 2 Falling Star Moons from that just one engagement. That's how fast Falling Star Moon is.
Yep, indeed. And of course, if you go Esmeralda versus like a Hayabusa, Esmeralda has one advantage. Like, he could negate most of the attacks of Hayabusa because he has the shield. And that's something that Evo CH would certainly want to avoid. A 1v1 between Haya
Lord,
and Esmeralda.
resurrecting
And I
soon.
think the only way Hayabusa could have won that fight is if Shadow Kill was available.
Yeah, but
That was the only way. But since he used it at the start of the fight, no way. I and you knew all the way you were smiling. No way you're gonna take me, son. No way.
it's quite difficult. And you see the shields of Esmeralda even going up to more than 50%. And the next objective for both teams will be the Lord. 15 minutes in, 17-5, still in favor of 2K for net worth of Signal Ultra. But they have the information, even Evo's PH stalking inside the brush area. Killer might get caught here. He saw Desanya getting that right angle, but D using the block, making sure that there's no space for the rest of Evo's PH to contest just in case. But Honda, just getting that information at all, how they will engage this, how they will contest it, because they knew that View is already taking out the Lord.
Yep, indeed. This Lord is going to be crucial for both teams, no doubt. All position onto it. Haji trying to push through the
Forward
top
ball.
lane, trying to make sure to create space. And all of you are going to jump in with that Falling Storm. Goes 1v1 with Honda, but it's going to be a slow retreat indeed.
Lord's still very healthy, not really resetting. As of now, Salmon Force has been committed.
7-4s, indeed, and also the ultimate from Dexter. They need to do it right now. Divine Judgment taking down Doofin. No, the damage not enough. Falling Star went into 3. Taking down almost half of the members of Evo's PH. And it's go time. We will punish you in. 4 heroes down. Haji, the lone survivor, but they might be able to take another tier 2 turret on the side of Signal Ultra.
He wants to go for this crazy play.
Oh,
He's
can
gonna
he do it,
He's hiding
though?
in the shadows, but they know. Kancha knows. Will you stay there, Haji? No. He's gonna back off and she's gonna farm. I can't do anything right now.
Yep, indeed. Certainly, this Hayabusa, this Haji, trying to be the thief that could steal something at night, but so far it's not going to work. I mean, he was in an awkward situation. He can't go to the team fight because he's so far away.
Yeah.
I mean, and
It was actually interesting because he and Sam were in the same spot over
Yeah.
the top lane. He saw Sam moving. He stayed.
Yeah.
And when he stayed, that was just it.
I think he's trying to take down the tier 2 tower turret, but he did not expect that kind of engagement from Signal Ultra. Hitting 3 heroes from the for this that Falling Star Moon right there really disabled Evil's PH, even inside the tier 2 turret earlier in the bottom lane. So that's how strong and how confident Signal Ultra is right now.
And Few already is buying the pots and the buffs right now for himself, so you know how he's all kitted out right now. He can do anything. They have the Lord on their side, 6,000 gold in their favor. What's it gonna do? He wants PH.
Oh,
What's he
Evil's
gonna do here?
PH.
Mona's gonna jump in. Here comes the bouncing ball. Popped out though. But Signal Ultra, they're not gonna force it. But
Penalty
there's a
zone.
penalty zone there by Killer to make sure that the damage has been done. But the Lord is actually pushing through. Now he's gonna go
Oh,
through a
he's
falling
coming
star
again.
will not use. Signal Ultra, can they finish it? With the Lord attacking through the other members of Evil's Gate. They go 6v1. But so far, Dufan
Dufan.
with the first blow in that fight. But then Hugh with a counterplay. Here it goes. Let's see how this matchup is gonna happen. Killer going all for the way forward. But so far, it's really going back and forth. It's pretty even as the Data tries to go
Going
for the
back
same
and
forth. But so far, Evils is actually pulling through. They're surviving to this team fight. Is Dufan.
Maniac for
out.
Dufan.
He's actually wiping everyone out.
We talked
Oh
about
my.
Dufan. Dufan has to step up. And step up he did this time around. Signal, they kind of overstayed there. I did not expect them to stay at all because that turret was already down. They could have backed off. Their cooldowns were off. They were falling really low. But they stayed and they were punished.
Oh my, Evo's PH showing how they can defend against
Is this
that
game?
skirmish from Signal
Is this
Ultra.
game?
I think so.
They could do it.
The earliest that when responding stats,
You're gonna
9
end
more
it.
seconds.
Game.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
he's
Evo's
Actually going
PH.
divine judgment to slow things down. But so far,
There's
Evils
one
are actually
minute.
going
It's
through it.
game.
Oh my,
It's
Evils
game.
have done it.
Evo's PH getting that revenge, equalizing the score. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. How good is
I
that
was not
for
expecting
our
that
first game?
1-1 because I was expecting Signal. They were already capitalizing on that comeback. They gave them an inch, but unfortunately for them, they gave Evos 2 inches in that comeback. They stayed, they overstayed, cooldowns were done. They were all like below 25% health. They could have backed off at any moment. If he was alive in that last clash, he could have taken them under his base.
That's true. Oh my.
Definitely. I mean, of course, you got the Lord. That's like 6 on 5, and you thought that Signal Ultra could actually pull it through, but then you realize you underestimated the mobility of Haji and Dufan, and it just punished them in that final fight.
Well, looking at our highlights, ladies and gentlemen, you see that Signal Ultra were just driving the car right now. Okay, just stay at the back. Oh, we got this. But they forgot about Dufan. Dufan,
They did.
with the Shadow Blade Slaughter, with the proper positioning of the Shadow Blade Slaughter and also the Incandescence catching off. And I think he were the one who dished out that much damage from that last team fight.
Yep, certainly. I mean, of course, it's a tricky situation. You thought that for Signal, you thought that Dufan's not going to have a really good game because you got the answers to a Dufan problem. Namely, you got the Harith to slow him down. You got that Divine Judgment from Kaja, which is potentially kite him down. But then you underestimate the fact that this hero could potentially be lethal in the clutch moments because he's got Estes and he's got an Hayabusa as like a backup option.
And well, you see this fight right
It's
here.
one-on-one fight.
It was the lone survivor. It was a wipeout. But I think this was the part where that falling Starman right there really disabled Evos. And even Honda can't do much of that. Well, he was able to use his Simon's rage, but it was really too late.
Doofenshmirtz definitely playing out of his mind in this last fight.
You see how they will approach it. Evos PH patiently waiting for that right angle. Look at Dufan. He just uses
He was so
incandescence to
patient,
the back
yes.
lines. He knew that he's the only one who can penetrate the back lines of Signal Ultra, and he did it
Terizla, he actually bought an immortality right before
right
he
in
died.
time. Oh my, that
was
timing!
clutch. That was clutch.
That was
right
a really
there. That
clutch
was
play there.
Yes,
And
indeed.
triple kill for Dufan into the Maniac. Again, that is the nail in the coffin for game 2.
Yeah, I also saw Dufan. He was able to rack up that Divine Glaive in the last minute. And that actually helped the side of Evo's PH secure that team fight because it just completely made sure that no member on the side of Signal Ultra could survive that. That magic penetration was just too much. Even with immortality, it doesn't really seem to affect the entire Evo's PH.
But this is gonna be very, very heartbreaking for Signal. They thought they could close it out. They got greedy, and if you get greedy in the end game, you're just gonna get punished.
Yeah, again, ladies
You
and
can never
gentlemen.
make mistakes at
Yeah.
that stage of the game. You can't. And Signal, not a team I expect to make that kind of mistake.
Definitely.
So you need, ladies and gentlemen, for all of our viewers, you need to respect the damage output of your enemy. You need to know how far will you go, and also get that patience, discipline to know when to fight and when not to fight. I think that's the value, or I think that's the lesson that I myself were able to get that. But again, this is still not over. We're still up to our game 3, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a very breathtaking game.
Was indeed
That was-
as breathtaking as you, my friends.
Oh, thank you so much. Swarly, ladies and gentlemen. But again, I think, what are the changes? What does Signal needs to do? Well, we've seen Signal earlier. It was quite different, or if I may say, it's almost the same for the first few minutes of Game 1 and Game 2. But then again, I think Signal Ultra were having difficulties ending that fight right there. They almost had it.
They could have just
They
backed
could've.
off. They could have backed off, though. They could have backed off. And we have to handle it. The Tesla Immortality clutch buy was also very big. Because if you have that passive, you're going to deduct a lot of the damage. And in the late game, those percentages, that 40%, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be so big later on. And they stayed. They really just overstayed. They got greedy.
Yeah, I mean, this is so unusual of Signal Ultra to like go really aggressive, like ruthless aggressive behind the final objectives, trying to go for the finishing flow. But then, of course, they underestimated the fact that there's actually going to be a lot of counter damage, and that's something they have to avoid. They cannot, like you said, they have to play on the defensive end, and I felt like it suits their style well because they're used to it. And I also felt like in the previous fights that they were like winning team fights, it was like 4v5. They had the numbers advantage, and the fact that they were actually on the counterplay, which happened earlier from that 4v5 advantage. But in this case, it felt like they were overconfident because of the Lord, but they didn't realize that.
They overestimated the Lord because that is just a level 2 Lord at that moment. A level
Yeah.
2 Lord, it's not really game breaking. Yes, he gets that charge, but when it becomes level 3, that's the maximum. That is when you can really just take out the core. And I think Signal, they really misjudged their opportunity to end the game. And we are going to a game 3 because of it.
Yeah, for Eva's PH, what are the things that you think that gave them that edge? Because again, it's almost where I really thought that Eva's PH was actually done for.
I
Again,
did too.
yeah, it was that the proper positioning, the positioning of Doofen as well. The proper the proper items, the Divine Glaive you mentioned earlier, the magic
Yeah.
penetration just in time, and also the proper timings, the way that he waited for that immortality to show on the upper right hand corner of his cell phone, so of his mobile phone. So he's really
Spamming it.
he's just spamming
Yeah,
it right
spamming
there.
it right there.
Oh my, it was really clutch, ladies and gentlemen. But I think EVOS, just go for the comfort fix.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen Doofen, well, with this Gushen, he also went Gushen for game 1, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
he
mistaken.
did. He
So
did.
I think it really proves that your point earlier that if Doofen were given that much space that he can farm, and also giving that assist when it comes to rotation, he can really snowball well.
And the fact that Doofen kept his calm in those closing moments was so big. Because any single time he just went in there, he could have been deleted and that would have been game. But he
Yeah.
was patient, he was calm, collected, and I would like to see more of this Doofen, especially coming into the late game. Because we know he is a great mechanical player.
That's true.
It's just his mentality that is still lacking at this point for us.
Yep, indeed. I mean, I like Doofen's overall playstyle. Like, he's a patient player. Together with Haji, I felt like these two are twins in terms of
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
in terms of
Do they look alike?
playstyle. I mean,
I'm
they
gonna
do.
look.
Okay,
look alike.
Haji also plays Gushen before.
Gush on Hayabusa, like, they actually have the perfect synergy.
yeah.
Game number 3 draft is on its way. Harris has been banned out. Kufra as well. Show on the other side. What other bans are we looking for this final ban of the first phase?
I think they really need to remove that
Kimmy.
S test, and
Kimmy.
also Kimmy has been secured here by Signal Ultra, and I think that really gives them a lot of factor when it comes to this early push. We've talked about it earlier. Kimmy with the Mage Killer,
Yep.
with a 20% additional damage when it comes to turtles, and also protection from the Lord and the turtle. So that really gives them a lot of momentum. It was week 2 when I saw Kimmy just snowballing. Just it will be 4 protect 1 play. But I think that was Brent, if I'm not mistaken. So again, with that 4 protect 1 play, they gave a lot of space for Kimmy. Kimmy just snowballed. He took down 2 turrets on the top lane. Just less than 10 minutes. That's how fast this Kimmy can break down all of your structures.
And that is why Kimmy is such a respected ban.
Yeah, no doubt.
Season 3, Kimi was still in the same position. Season 4, still in the same position. Moonton, you gotta do something about that.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of. Well, I do believe that all heroes in Mobile Legends are OP. It's just that you need
All
to.
items are really good as well. All of them are just like, if you pick up one item, it can really just change
Uh-huh.
the complexity of a
That's
team fight.
that's how critical the itemization and also the drafting is right here for our game. But I've seen a Cho ban for Evo's
Evos,
PH,
yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was Evos.
Yeah. What do you think is the reason why for Evos right here?
Ooh,
I mean, of course, Evos, like, they're wary that Signal Ultra could just negate anyone, any, like, initiator on the side of Evos. They certainly would want to avoid, because so far in those fights that we have seen between Signal and Evos, is if Evos has, like, the right initiation attempt and the right follow-up, it's very smooth. And that actually
Akai,
counters everything that Evos
your
would
team
actually
is
deploy.
banning.
Yeah, and Signal Ultra, first 3 picks, again, the second time for the X-Borg, and also that's a steal
Look at that,
away
yeah,
from
it's like
Evo's
2 denied
PH.
picks
Yeah,
because it was
2 denied
killer
picks.
on the
Yeah.
X-Board a while ago. And Gushon, they take it away. But I like the reaction pick from Evos. They're gonna pick up an Akai, and I like how it actually deals with the X-Board. Because you know you
Your
like the
team
X-Board in the
is
middle of the
banning.
fights, right? So with that Hurricane Dance, or when he goes for that last Insanity, you can push him away.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a very good mechanic. That's one of the best
Right?
ways to counter it out. That's
Exactly.
true.
I just thought about it now.
Oh,
Because
that's good.
Because
Quick
Evos
thinking.
picked of it.
Yeah, quick
And I was
math.
like, yeah, quick analysis right there.
Analysis.
Yeah,
And
I
also
mean,
that's a
your
very good
team is picking.
that's a very good skill to prevent any members of Signal Ultra who will get caught inside the penalty zone.
Yep, indeed. I mean, certainly
Wow,
this
yeah.
this Akai pick
This
has
Akai pick.
a lot to offer.
Queen
Not
of
only
here.
does he prevent like this
Your
export getting
team
on it,
is
it also
picking.
negates any form of Kaja and Gushon just jumping in because of that Hurricane Dance. So that's a lot of crucial factors here by side of Evo's PH. If they could replicate what Execration has done,
Yeah, and Honda definitely up there in terms of his Akai if he is gonna be the one that will play this one.
Well, let's see. Evo's PH also secured a Gwen pick here. That surprise factor, that jump, that magic thump into
Yeah.
the Violet Requiem,
Yeah.
that can really mess up the opportunity where Tets can or the
Yep.
Kaja can
Your
jump
team
in.
is picking.
So they also have the surprise factor.
Diggy and Granger will round up the draft for Signal Ultra, but I think Akai is also another hero that is actually good against Diggy because you can get the heroes that Diggy is trying to protect outside of that time journey.
That's true. And also you have the reverse time to prevent Akai from using the 1,000-pounder away. And you can also use his ultimate to counter or at least
Rock.
to prevent. Because you mentioned earlier that the last Insanity of X-Board can be pushed away by the Hurricane Dance. And with that ultimate from Diggy, it will neglect that.
yep,
No way that you can push. We anticipated that this will happen, that this is the
Diggy
play.
still remains one of the best heroes of Mobile Legends.
That's true. I believe.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
believe that.
Diggy's going to be such a crucial factor because you got that, you got the Guinevere as well, and certainly you want to create a lot of space for the rest of Signal Ultra. Because if you look at their lineup, they need space. Because you want your Granger to just constantly rack up damage. You also want the other members of Signal Ultra, like the Gushon and the Kaja, to just constantly bombard. Because they have a really early game approach with the Kaja, as well as the Gushon, and certainly they're going to rely on Granger to the late game.
Yeah, that's true. And also the Death Sonata and also the Rhapsody damage. Plus the Caprice, the Red Bullet. Out of the 6, I think that was 6 or 8.
The Capri.
Capri. There we go. Thank you so much, Warley.
I don't know, he sounds like his spells are Italian.
Yeah.
Rondo.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rondo.
Sonata.
Yeah, that's Sonata. Okay.
Sonata. So I'm like thinking maybe it's Capri. Maybe,
I
just
think
maybe, just maybe.
that's your main hero, if I'm not mistaken. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who will win this series. We're on to our Game 3, Signal Ultra. 1 and also Evo's PH with 1 point. Let's go ahead and introduce our players.
Yep, indeed. So Signal Ultra representing the blue team, with you going to be playing as Granger, Eatson's going to be playing as Export, Tats is going to be playing as Diggy, Hussein is going to be playing as your Gushon, and D is going to be playing as your Kaja.
For Evo's PH on the red side, we have Haji on that carry killer on his Thursday Honda on that rock. Ethan with his Guinevere and Dexter on that Akai. It's like a color swap. Evos actually are the blue team in general bit their uniforms and Signal is red.
Yeah.
Wait, that's true, yeah. Which is really great for our game 3, the last game of our series. But Evos, as you can see, with the early rotation, they can at least applying a lot of pressure here to the top lane, trying to disable Few as soon as possible, and also preventing him from getting that point. And Dufin will be successful getting that perfect timing for his retribution, getting that, or at least disabling the farm of this Granger. But I think that really stresses out a lot that Few really need to get those farms as soon as possible to get that damage.
And you know Chester's gonna hold Few's hands in these early moments, so that is actually an opening for Evo's PH to just move around the map.
Yep, certainly. Of course, the movements on the side of Signal Ultra and Evo's PH are certainly going to be crucial. Of course, you got the rotational setups, and Haji's going to have like a crucial role because we see Haji just constantly separated, and let's see if he's going to play carry as like a separator or a team player. Like we've seen other teams
Turtle
deploy carry
resurrecting
as a
soon.
rotational specialist.
I mean, she has the mobility for it, so I will not be surprised if that is the name of the game for them right now.
Yep, and talking about name of the game, Speedy Light Pill for Haji. But you can see Ezone, he's just tanking it. I have the Firaga armor, I can tank
I
it
don't
all
care.
day.
I
You don't
don't
have any
care.
items yet. But take note that, well, he doesn't have any items yet, but that will change once we reach the 15 or at least 10-minute mark.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, so far, his tankiness is going to be a crucial factor for Signal Ultra, especially in these choke point situations
Yeah.
that will actually bode really well.
Such a low cooldown on that fire missile spell.
Oh, the first time, Killer, able
He's
to run
fine.
away. And looking at the emblems
blood.
here. Oh, first blood.
Gronk
for
is not
Sonya.
fine.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
That was fast.
It was really fast, and that's the first blood coming into the hands of Signal Ultra. As you can see, Haji, and I think that's one of the right well, proper leaning for Signal Ultra, because you see they knew that Haji will get that bounty hunter.
Yep.
So as long as you're not giving kills for Haji, he will not get that additional gold. That you're preventing carry to snowball. It will buy your team a little bit more time to get your core items for your core heroes.
Yeah, and the laning was actually pretty good by Signal Ultra. Putting export onto carry, just making sure that carry doesn't get that early momentum swing
Yeah.
because of the sustainability that you have early on.
Oh, 1,000 pounder into Hurricane Dance.
There
Even
we
being
go.
pushed back. It's way too fast. Even using the sprint into the temperature again. Oh, the ultimate last. Oh, no. He will just use it to escape. But the nice Iron Revenge here, or not. I think that was the sword spike from Desanya. That's the end of the engagement. You see how disciplined both of the teams are, not giving any opportunity for the other team to get that catch.
So S1 was gonna die there, but the movement speed was there. Granger actually takes an off-cam kill on that Terizla. Killer really just not looking as good as he did in the first game. This Terizla has been spotted so far.
Definitely, certainly. That's going to be an important factor here on the side of PHPA. They're certainly trying to move around the jungle, trying to get that momentum swinging. I mean, so far, this is actually a pretty rough lane for Haji. I mean, he wasn't able to get that tier 1 tower. That's going to help him this day.
And well, looking at this, Dexter is also not, or just he will be the bodyguard, or he will be the
Yep.
babysitter of this carry, preventing him not to die at all. And that really disables the rotation of Evo's PH. Who will rotate? Well, you do have, a few here, or well, you do have. Dufin, but also Wild Charge preventing him from getting killed with the flinker in from D. And nice execution for Killer. Dufin trying to catch D out. He can use his. No, he cannot. His second skill though, but the damage has been done. That's the first kill in the hands of Evo's PH.
I mean, it was a heavy rotation. from
Turtle
Evo, so
resurrecting
it's okay for
soon.
Signal. You give space for that Granger, and you know Granger, he wants a peaceful first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, if you look at it, it was kind of like some sort of awkward situation there on that Haji indeed.
Signal,
As
they're
all
gonna contest
Signal,
this.
let's see what they're going to do. They're going to get the turtle, and Eagles is able to get the turtle, and Eason tries to steal it away, though. It actually works wonders, though, on the... Oh, there's a nice jump in, though. Goal Violence Requiem onto the penalty spot by Evil's PH. But here comes
Everyone's
Eason.
so low.
Gonna jump in, though. So much flame being burned, but so far, Evil's PH with the upper hand.
You see the HP of Evo's PH right now. All of them are low. That's how they're able to equalize the damage output of Signal Ultra. But they prevented. Well, because if they didn't do that, most of well, at least 2 or 3 heroes of Evo's will go down for sure. But a nice damage control here really prevents that momentum swing in the hands of Signal Ultra.
lots of good items coming in from Signal Ultra. Few with that Bloodlust Assassin and with that Lightning Truncheon as well. So things are certainly heating up for them. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yep,
indeed.
indeed.
But well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is just both teams trying to get ahead of each other. But the problem is, this the Haji is 0-0-2 right now, 6 minutes in. Not the right, or not the at least.
Look at that.
I think-
1,000 damage kit
I
already.
mean, let's face it, he was actually being pressured by Signal Ultra, getting that tier 1 power away, forcing Haji to go on the jungle. He needs to get online because he's like slow, hold that thought though. There's a time journey by 10, but so far Haji finally is the kill you want there. But the Sania gonna jump in, the Hurricane
Dexter!
Dance onto that wall. Dexter with the counterplay. This is gonna be the opening here by Evil's PH. They
the
blocked
block!
off Fuel,
Block, block!
but
That's
actually
perfect!
he runs away. Just making sure that Evil's
Not
PH.
perfect enough, apparently.
But that's a 2-4-0 exchange in favor of EVO's PH here, and I think they're not. I think they should capitalize on this advantage. Take all the tier 1 turrets. You can see there's no tier 1 turrets yet. Oh, the reverse time! No way that you can run from that one. And EVO's PH, or rather Signal Ultra, getting those cheesy silent kill right there. But they really need, or rather inside the EVO's PH, you need to get those structures. That's a goal waiting for them to take.
I feel this is really a match between Dex and Dexter. If
yeah.
one of them outplays the other, the team is definitely gonna win that fight. If Dexter doesn't get that, I mean, if Dex doesn't get that time journey off, but hold that block, Izon is getting run down here. Dexter, does he have the 1,000 pounder? Doesn't seem necessary, as Haji will take that one away.
Again, the light will mark. And that's a nice opening here for Signal Ultra. Disanya will get that turtle buff. So EVO's PH needs to play carefully. You don't want to be bursted out by those double Shadow Blade Slaughter. Well, even Honda will rip down. Well, he does have the armor though, and he needs to make sure that the Ancestral Gift is always online, preventing him to be disabled since he's the front liners of EVO's PH here.
Yeah.
And well, you also need to get that right angle for Killer. But I think this is not the right time. EVO's PH is not that confident yet, since they knew that Signal Ultra is just hiding inside the brush area.
Yep.
They're waiting for the right moment for them to go in. Dexter.
Dexter going for the Hurricane Dance, however, it's just
Was
forced
that
to
like
back away though.
anti-synergy right there?
Yep, and
That was anti-synergy
Yeah,
right
I
there.
have to-
Divine Judgment and Reverse Time not really working side by side.
But they've
Certainly.
almost used all of their ultimates here. Even the Hurricane Dance of Dexter and also the Divine Judgment. But hold that thought. Nice coming in from Doofen. The Bad Record will not do that much damage though. And EVO's PH, they're just waiting for that right opportunity, but Signal Ultra not giving any bit at all.
Going
Yeah.
for 6,000 gold lead now, and that was with Esson just staying over in the mid lane. So Evos, they have to make plays.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, so far, Signal Ultra, they're able to get most of the objectives, and they're doing it in a more clinical approach. That they're not forcing every team fight. They're just waiting for the right moment to strike. The same can be said about EVO's PH, because certainly they want to have the right cap. They want to make sure that they get the finishing touches. And so far, it's really looking more difficult for them, because you got Issa just constantly racking up these tower pushes together with you as well.
Okay, they're posturing for the next big objective right now. Items are coming in left and right for both teams. It's all about execution at this point, boys
Yeah.
and girls.
But as you can see, even Tets utilizing his time
Lord,
bomb,
resurrecting
getting that
soon.
information. Where's the rest of EVO's PH? It won't be a question anymore, since the next objective will be the Lord. This is the Lord 1, ladies and gentlemen. And well, in the bottom lane, Izan trying to ham it out against Killer. Killer taking a lot of damage there.
Oh, Haji's taking the nation. Esson, he bit off more than he can chew. He's gonna fire, but not without a fight. Last Insanity has been popped.
Oh my
Haji
God.
falling quite low. Look at that
Way too
temperature
tanky.
damage. His silence, will he have it? He's still feeling so
Oh!
He actually found Haji right before he died. Last Insanity right there to perfection.
And
Yes,
also,
indeed.
top lane wild charge just to disengage. 30 seconds on Isan, and also 24 seconds for Haji. I think, well, that's a very good maneuver for
Haji,
Isan there.
That was a bit too greedy. That was a lot of
Yeah.
your teammates trying to run down the export. Did you really have to stay? You stayed and you got punished. You got burned.
Yeah, you got
Yep,
burned
indeed.
literally. That's pure damage, ladies and gentlemen, once the max temperature has been reached. And talking about reach here, the tier 2 tower has been reached by the side of Signal Ultra. Okay, so this is quite a different scenario compared to our game 1 and
That
game
was so
2.
cute when he just throws a blender at the Lord and just nothing.
There's nothing.
Yep, indeed. But so far, Haji providing that damage on the Lord, and it's actually a pretty good pickoff there by Evo's PH. They desperately need that momentum. Obviously, they weren't able to get the kill on the Tucson. And Signal Ultra, they're trying to get the revenge kill, but so far it didn't really work out
It was
well.
your number one man that was a trade-off for a 5-man rotation while the enemy was taking the
Yeah.
Lord. So that was feel like really, really bad for Evo's PH.
Wow, Evos really need to do something. 5 to 6. Well, they're in favor when it comes to the kills, but looking at the net worth here, almost 10k net worth lead for Signal Ultra. And Signal Ultra, they're just choking, taking all the resources away from Evo's PH. And with that, Haji will have a very difficult time getting those items, but that additional items that he has.
We're talking about Haji. He's level 12. Serious level 15. That is just the tail of the tape right now. It's just going to be really hard. Granger, we talk about it. He wants that late game. And he has 3 levels against that carry. And I don't think carry can do anything against him right now.
Well, maybe if he can position
No,
himself.
Dexter. It's all on Dexter.
Yeah, it's all on Dexter. If Dexter were able to at least trap or hold down or prevent Few from hitting using his Rhapsody and also his Capri and that Sonata, well, that is the right timing. That's the proper approach for them to get this one out.
Yep, indeed. And of course, they have to watch out for Tetsuo. He's like the primary factor as there's a jump in by Desenia. But it's just going to be a tickle there on Evo's PH.
That's actually could have committed for a reverse time there, but decided against it because he wasn't sure who was behind that drop.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
And I like it. I like it. This signal showing we bit off more than we could chew last time around. Not in game 3.
Not in game
when we need this 1 point.
Yep, indeed. And so far, there's Few going to jump in. Though Honda, he's actually accepting a lot of damage.
Good judgment.
Honda gets down. Here comes the counterplay. Dexter going to jump in. Doofen gets slaughtered there. Few is still alive, ditching a lot of damage. And Evo's PH trying to go for the jump in play, but they were caught off guard by Signal Ultra.
Export has his DOD, and this is just 13,000 ahead. One
yeah,
against
it's
the world.
over.
Haji, what can you do, son? Just pray for a miracle, but no, you will be judged right here, right now.
Signal Ultra winning the series against Evo's PH. But that was a very beautiful fight. 2-1 against Evo's PH
Yeah.
here. And it's just that I think it boils down into the drafting. Well, Granger was left uncontested. He's just hitting like everyone. No contest at all. That's not from the back lines reaching reaching the position of the carry. And also I want to say kudos to the Diggy here,
Yeah.
getting that right information, utilizing his time bomb to its full potential, and also the time's journey.
That
Perfect.
was just really playing out of his mind.
Yep,
If it wasn't
I
for
agree.
him, Few wouldn't have been able to do anything. His positioning was always there. He was always in the right shrub.
Yeah.
You know how important being in the right shrub
That's
is
true, that's
all
true.
the time, and he was just did it to
Yeah.
perfection. And that is how the support has to play.
Yeah, and if you look at the pace of the game, you see how crucial this game was for these two teams. Like, we normally, in the first 2 games, it's all about kills, going aggressive on the rotations. But then you realize that Signal Ultra, they're actually shutting down Evo's like potential rotation play because of the fact that they were just constantly moving around the map, not giving any space for the Grok or the Akai to provide any sort of setup that Evo's PH are certainly desperate to acquire.
So Desenia just passed by, and I noticed that there's something new about him. He's wearing a headband. He doesn't have his usual waxed up hair.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that the luck that Signal needs?
I really think so. Well,
Does he need to play more Mobile Legends than fix his hair? Is that the secret to Signal's victory?
maybe
today?
that is the secret.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, let's face it, a good hairdo starts a good day, no doubt.
That's true. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and make a small recap here for our highlights. The damage, again, the damage from Export is really that high, and I think that's really give them an edge. And also that clutch kill earlier in the bottom lane and the carry really shuts them down. And wow, this is the
what-
chase. This is the chase
Yeah,
that
he
we're
was
talking
just
about.
Like, he did not panic. And just like, I just want to get out of here. No, I am taking someone down.
Down with me.
That is role-playing
That's true.
expert at his finest.
That's true.
Yep, indeed. And just look at this is the final play that actually put the nail onto Evil's PH. Like, Few was just left all by himself, dishing out a lot of damage, certainly creating space for Signal Ultra in that team fight.
Well, that was a really good Mobile Legend game, but Signal Ultra still proves that we're still a very high caliber team. We will not going to give any opportunity for Eva's Page to get that kill, but that is a 2-1, 1 point given for Signal Ultra. But I think that won't change any much when it comes to the standings.
But
This
it's still,
is number 9.
it's the separation between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And 8 spot, last slot. And even if Signal barely scrape it into the playoffs, whoever is in number 1 would still be scared of them.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. It can't be denied. Like, of course, they got the veteran experience, they got the championship caliber experience before. And remember, this is a team which you can't sleep because they could actually catch you off guard, which we experienced in game number 1. Right?
And that was a really intense match right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's just that they just got controlled. I think the carry didn't picked off those kills
Yeah,
early,
definitely.
and will preventing them to snowball. And thoughts about the game, Signal Ultra, or rather EVOS, they still have a chance though. It's quite early. We're still on the half of the of our season, of our playoffs, or rather of our group stages. So they still have a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see some improvement on the side of Evo's Page. Before, like I said, okay, minus the roast I said early, like they were just constantly being bombarded as if they were just constantly viewed as pushovers. But now we've seen progress that they could actually potentially pull something in front of Signal Ultra, especially in game number 1.
Yeah, I see. But I think this is just the first series, gentlemen. We still have 3 more, and I guess the next matchup. Let me just confirm this one out. Just want to make sure that I'll provide the right info. It is. There we go. Onage and Sunspark. So let's try to talk about a little bit about our next series before we go into a break. Onage, they're really struggling. They're on the 10th spot. This is the one of the things that I can say about Onage is their draft. They need to get their draft really well. Their comfort picks as well.
Well, talking about comfort picks, CKTD loves that Aerosol. Aerosol got buffed, so maybe that is something
Yeah,
they will
I want to
utilize
see that.
right
Yeah,
now.
and I think that was a proper timing because again, giving the patch in the middle of the tournament, a very big tournament, that really changed up a lot when it comes to the preparations of all teams.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, of course, Onage, they got a lot to offer. They have to show something because against Archangel, they were just completely brushed aside with ease, no doubt. Like, Archangel was just systematically dissecting them one by one, and certainly Onage would want to avoid it. I mean, sure, it was the defending champs, but of course, normally if you're a team that's up against the defending champs, sure, you feel intimidated, but at the same time, you feel excited that this could be our chance to prove an upset.
That's true. Upsets, ladies and gentlemen, but Signal Ultra will take that Series 1. But we still have a lot to talk about, but we will just go into a very short break. Ladies and gentlemen, you're still tuned in to the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Season number 4, Week 3, Day 5. Our TriCast will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
出ておいで僕の炎
俺一人で十分だ。
いずれみんな死ぬんですよ出番だよ
やるぞ。
いくよ Double kill Impossible 出ておいで僕の炎はい ださい。
Legendary!
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
俺一人で十分だ。
Let's play together. Please home.
You have slain an enemy. Godlike. Mega kill. You have slain an enemy. Triple kill.
She's coming.
Legendary. Our turret is under attack. Legendary. Double kill.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Season 4. Of course, we are joined today on this second series for today. I'm Rockhard, by the way. Before we proceed that, of course, we have here our very dashing casters as well. Swarly, TDZ, how are you, boys?
Dashing. Wow, that is one way to up our morale. Definitely.
Well, you know what? You know who's up? This guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's really up there. Anyway, we are in the second series for today. As I said, Onage versus Sun Sparks. Very exciting game last one, where we saw a very tilty game from EVOs. I mean, they did manage to bag game 2, but game 3 was just under the wraps for Signal. What do you think happened with that, guys?
Well, I really think it was just an even play style for for both teams right here. It's just that the way that EVOS, or rather Signal, controlled and composed themselves, especially for game 1, getting that comeback.
Oh
making
my
sure
gosh, that was huge.
It was really huge.
Yeah.
And well, they are the comeback kings for sure, and that's one of the reasons why they were named that way. And,
That's true.
And I think the reason why is because the way that they can penetrate, the way patiently waiting for that opening that they can exploit, and with that, they're able to take that game 1, and
Yeah.
also with a nice finish to the game 2.
Easily could have been a sweep, actually.
I
but-
feel like that should have been the case. I
Yes,
was
it
watching that.
It should have been a sweep because like they were all very low in that last fight and they stayed.
Yeah.
And if you linger, you hesitate, you get punished.
Yeah, that small window of hesitation
Exactly.
actually opened up huge doors for Signal. I feel like EVOS was just playing out of their minds in the early game.
Definitely.
And again, I was really rooting for that really strong, consistent play, but EVOS, they really dropped the ball on that one. Anyway, we are about to experience, of course, Onage versus Sun Sparks. I feel like last place is a bit of a...
It's hard. for
It's a
Ownage.
50-50 for me. I would say, a lot of people would say, yeah, Onage, they're in last place. But where are we right now? We're only a week free.
Yeah.
And you know what, for
Almost
Onage?
halfway, yeah. We still have a lot of games to
Yeah.
be played and it's a new patch. And particularly Onage will be happy because Kirithel got buffed and you know CKTV loves that hero so much.
He does, doesn't he? By the way, anyway, Onage, no other way but up.
Yeah,
What do
no
you guys
other way
think
but
about that?
I think that's a very good mindset for Onage right there, because again, based on their previous performance, it was just all about the drafting. The execution was perfect, but it's just that they got out drafted by the previous team right there.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things that they need to fix, or rather improve rather instead of that. They have all the individual skills. They're all stars. Well, all of the members
Well,
are previously
most-
from from again most established teams. They just need to find that chemistry that
Yeah.
they're looking for.
So you think they don't have that identity just yet?
Mm.
They're trying to scrape from it, and trying to learn week from week from our teams.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very fair to say for Onage. For Sun Sparks, though, jeez, these guys from Bren No Limit in the previous season, now on Sun Sparks, looking really on form right now.
Yeah, I really do agree, because again, with their aggressiveness, we've seen how both of these guys played. I think I'm going back again to the chemistry. It's just
Yeah.
that how both of the teams, you don't need to shout, you don't need to shot call every single time.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
the
that's
chemistry, the way that they will approach the fight, the way that they can chain all of their skills are perfect. And I think that's the advantage that Sun Sparks have right now against Onage.
That's true. I mean, like,
Plus, you know,
Yeah.
KPJ, we have talked about him since season 3 and we know it's another season. You know, he has to be mentally better
yeah.
for Sun Sparks to really get up there in the upper echelon of the local MPL scene.
Yeah, last season it was really 50-50. You would say KLVJ, he looked like a kid. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of people say he's a kid. A lot of people say he's just a god. But whenever that previous season, it really did look like there were jitters. This time around, they're starting to get smoothed
They do,
around.
yeah,
I guess
definitely.
this is what happens when you have a team that has stuck together through thick and thin as well. I mean, they are on the different brand, but a lot of these guys, they're still pretty much the same teammates that we saw from last season, right?
Or it's all about camaraderie, chemistry,
Yeah,
you know.
it really comes into play. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
because you know you can all be good players, but if you don't jive, if you don't group together, it's not gonna mean anything.
That's true. Again, something I'm looking forward to is whether or not we are going to see any of that come into play today. Because again, Onage, they look scary just right here on the stage in front of us. They look like they're ready to eat anyone who is in front of them. And I gotta say, I'm looking forward to them improving. But against Sun Sparks, it's starting to
Hard.
look a bit iffy for me.
But if they want to make it into the main stage, they have to play well right now.
Yeah.
Because they can't get swept. They have to at least pick up 1 point because in the bottom 3 of the bracket right now, it's all just a point.
Yeah,
Almost just
exactly.
separating
It's
them.
very close, even though Sunsparks is again higher up in the standings. I wouldn't say they're way ahead.
Yeah.
I feel like there's still room for improvement here for Onage and Sunsparks. If they're not careful, they could get pushed down even further. Don't forget, guys, we are running a bit of a different scoring system where if you suffer a huge loss, you're gonna get huge negative points, right? So that's very big, something to really look forward to. Right, so that really watch out for rather, especially for Sunspark. I feel like that might be. Really watch out for rather, especially for Sunspark. I feel like that might be. Really look forward to, really watch out for rather, especially for Sunspark. I feel like that might be.
Kasi bago.
What?
And
Bago
then
lang.
wala pa siya. And then itong X-Borg talaga, this week, ngayon lang siya pinayaba.
Yes.
Sobrang init ng
Nako.
X-Borg ngayon. Let's look at Onage though. First pick is gonna be the Grok. Kahit na sabihin natin new meta, malakas pa rin.
Malakas pa
Itong
rin.
Si Grok.
Oo, Grok natin dito still very strong. No, compared to other tanks na available dito sa champion picks natin ngayon.
You know what I think? Kaya siya malakas. Kaya may achievement dito. Kahit na sabihin natin pumapasok tayo sa meta na hindi na masyadong popular ang tanks is because yung dinadala niya is kakaiba.
Kakaiba.
One, when he's next to walls, he's tankier than usual so he doesn't need the items to begin with.
Yes.
Kahit na 30 seconds, 1 minute, mas makunat siya sa ibang mga
Sa iba,
tanke.
yeah,
Right?
as long as she's within the walls.
You can't crowd control him. A wall's endurance.
Selena.
Diba?
Yes.
And second is he has the
Esmeralda.
Guardian's Barrier. Guardian's
Your
Barrier is
team
able to
is
predict,
picking.
well, not predict, basically dictate kung saan ka pwede pumunta. Diba? And looking at the Sunsparks here, picking up the Chu and the Harith.
Harith and Chu actually is a very great pick, no? Knowing the enemy team has this Selena. I don't know why the team Onage picked Selena against Chu, kasi Chu can pick off Selena at the back lines. We all know that naman.
Ito Selena, kailangan mong abangan from
Kailangan
afar.
eh. And now, that they've seen that merong Selena, they have gone for the Kufra to counter the dashes.
I like that.
Diba?
I like that. I like that.
Ako medyo counter pick talaga ginagawa ng Sunsparks dito.
By
kay
the
Leo.
way, this week is the first week na pwedeng-pwede ngayon si paring Kufra.
Oo
I
naman.
miss Kufra. Sobrang na-miss ko si Kufra.
Para sila na Xborg, first week nila na available. Matagal natin hindi nakita sa MPL si Kufra.
Ngayon,
ang comeback talaga kahit kanina. Kufra is
Nagbabalik.
being picked.
Nagbabalik ang bola, di ba?
Yes.
And this is good for Sunsparks. One, because Kufra, very reliable tank. Very interesting
is
that
picking.
yung bola niya acts much like an ult, di ba? It's able to zone out so many other heroes when they cast their skills, their mobility skills at that. And yun nga, sabi ko, second skill na lang
Kaja.
yun. Diba?
Yes.
Your
Hindi
team
mo ulit
is
gamitin
picking.
and mang zone out. But then again, we go into the second phase of banning here, and they are going to take out the Rafaela for Onage. At
Yes.
the Sunsparks naman, it's yung Tams.
Yung Thamus actually kanina na pick din, we see that the Thamus doon has been a very big help during mid to late game, no? But right now he's been banned by Sunsparks.
Your team is
Napansin ko ngayon
picking.
kay Leo, Sunsparks, binan nila the most durable heroes during team fights. The heroes that can sustain even though they're not tanks. Yun yung mga tinanggal nila. Ayaw nila ng Marigen.
Pero ito yun isa, two things na napansin ko parang Baymax, now that you
Yes.
pointed out what Onage is doing here. Oh sorry, Sunsparks. Now what Onage is doing, I'm sorry, is medyo bumalik sila sa foundations. Hindi na nila pinipilit yung triple fighter setup. So medyo back to basics tayo. But now let's look at Sunsparks picking up the Granger. Interestingly enough, walang lumaban, walang kumuha ng Estes.
True.
What is that?
I think they're going for the initiate type dito ng composition. No? They're the ones who's going to start team fights. That's what I feel.
Oo, sobrang...
Kasi may Kaja and Chu eh.
Oh, sobrang kulang mo dun sa Kaja. Kahit na wala kang divine judgment, ma-wave the dragon ka ng mali, ng di oras, it's over, right?
Madali ka talaga, huling-huli
let's look
ka.
at the lineups. It's Onage versus Sunsparks. Paring Baymax, what's your call here?
I think my call is for these Sunsparks. With that Chu and Kaja combination, if they pick off the right enemies, malaking tulong talaga para sa kanila.
Okay, so early on, napansin natin na medyo maagang napakuha ng Selena.
Yes.
Tapos na-counter din agad with several picks on the side of Onage. But I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. Babating ito lang. Kinuha nila yung Min Sitar. So they have a way to kind of stop that Harith and that Kufra. Pero yun
And
nga,
the Chu as well.
that's just a little food for thought. Papanig pa rin ako sa'yo. I think it's Sunsparks, and I don't know what the crowd here in the studio thinks. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get
All
into
troops
the land of
deployed.
God. It's game one in a best of three between Onage and Sunsparks. Pakilala natin ang ating mga kupunan.
Yes, we have here for Team Onage, so Esmeralda for India, Claude for Lembot, Bimo for this
Minsitar.
yes, yun. Selena for CKTD, Lard naman for Grok.
On the side of Sunsparks, very, very strong mid game here. And of course, taking the mid, it's Renzio and KLVJ as the Harith and the Kaja, respectively. Si Raflesia ang ating Chu, si JP ang Granger, at si Fuzake na ang Kufra.
Yes, we can see here naman na magkakaroon tayo ng invasion, but hindi nila inabutan kay Leo. Yung buff, medyo time wasted yung pagpunta nila dun sa buff na yun.
Pero medyo mainit tong rotation ng Onage, di ba? Medyo they're collapsing down front. Up top though, it is 1v1. Oh, real quick, si JP, medyo mahuli siya. Down he goes! CKTD taking first blood. Onage scored that in just about just above a minute.
Yes, but here on the top side naman, Sunsparks taking the lead doon sa pagkuha ng gold grab natin. No? Binubugo lang nila yung time. Dito naman sa bot side, Onage is taking that grab. Selena with that retribution. Nako, tamang harasan naman yung mangyayari dito, Kuya Leo. Clear out in our jungles from both sides of the team. Paunahan na lang to para makapag-responde.
Oh, hawk by the Minsitar on the KLVJ. He does get away. Raflesia deal damage. Bimo needs to back out. Ang ganda sana ng pagkahila.
But the Jin Kundu damage is not enough para mapatay si Minsitar under the turret.
Ganda nung counter-initiate, no?
Yes.
Hook! Pero sasampakin kita. Bawi lang.
Oo, bawi lang.
Medyo na meron pa sinaw dito parang Baymax. Oh, Kuzaken going for the jump. He's gonna miss. Bouncing ball to cut off the lanes here. Ladies and gentlemen, pag tinignan yung items, our director just put it up earlier. Oh, actually has 3 masks this early on. Tatlong maskara agad. So I'm guessing, where do they want to funnel the goal?
I think they're finally pero ito na nga nung Minsitar na ilapag na yung ultimate natin Kaja here trying to do is just zoning out the Esmeralda. That's another coming from this Granger. Grok still alive. Bouncing ball trying to chase away the Grok but will still be alive. Esmeralda still alive as well. Tamang takbo lang din naman. And eto na nga, dito, magkakatalo sa mid lane. Ako, gold with the golden bullet to clear out the enemy minion. Hindi makakapag-push yung Sunsparks natin dito. Kuya Leo.
I don't know how to feel about that turtle take. Sobrang linis ng turtle take. Tapos wala rin ako yung Sunsparks doon. But then again, Onage was going to retreat anyways. So, again, I think that's a small win. You know, little victories in early game. Under 3 minutes pala tayo
Under 3
dito.
minutes,
Oh,
indeed.
so, that's something we can take. But then again, Indiel going crazy. Double kill. Down goes the Kaja. Down goes the Harriet. Kala ko sila yung mangunguna dito. But it looks like the Esmeralda is just gonna go ham.
Ako, yung Esmeralda is indeed going ham right now. Kuya Leo is now being deactivating the bot side here. Granger harassing the Claude to going back to their base. Naku po, medyo maharas na yung ating Granger. Hindi makapalag yung Claude natin knowing na mag-isa lang siya. Kufra with the follow-up para sa Granger kung sakasakali. And now, Selena, namataan na yung Granger natin kumukuha ng gold grab dito. Kufra zoning out the enemy and Grak as well. Hindi makapag-follow up yung Granger natin kay Leo.
I just noticed paring Baymax, ang ganda ng engagement. Pero meron tayong hindi binabanggit dito. Check out Lembot's Claude here. Hindi siya naka-bounty hunter. We're starting to see the marksman emblem and I think this is this is weakness finder. This is weakness finder. So it seems like the meta is evolving to a certain state here. And Onage is doing very well. It seems like their defeats in the past weeks are paying off. Diba? Medyo may natutunan sila.
I think yung Claude natin is going for the minion clearing build type of marksman. Hindi siya yung kill type, he's not going for the kills, just going for the split pushes, clearing out jungles para makapag-item.
So pwede siyang parang best impression of a Kimi. Kasi nga, di ba naman? So,
Naman eh.
try natin.
Ayun yung pampalit nila.
Claude na medyo Kimi ang galawan. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Onage trying to go for this 4-minute turtle as they go
Yes.
ahead and take a
Take
turret
down.
as well. Oh, they lose a turret down bottom, so medyo trade
Yep.
siya.
And as we can see here on the mid lane naman yung Claude trying to defend their base. 3-man take the turtle and the turtle has been stayed by Team Onage. Walang follow-up na galing sa Sunsparks. Naman ang engagement pero Grak is knocked up. Bouncing ball to prevent Grak from escaping but still will be able to escape. Wala na, no? Hindi niya na ginamitan ng Tyrant sa revenge.
Di na. I think it's a bad
Sayang
idea.
na din kasi, no?
Oh,
Knowing that the power of nature is activated and is
yes.
near the wall.
Yes, and the
Hindi
ancestral
siya-
gift. Hindi mo siya masisisi.
Hindi siya masisisi.
Hindi mo siya masisisi.
Hindi mo siya masisisi.
Mga crowd control, that is.
Sa mga crowd control.
Here we are, Onage just dictating the pace. Nasa gitna sila. Doon sila laban. Pusay!
Connection ata sila,
JP
no?
going for it. That is the Zaman 4 being committed by
Esmeralda.
DJ. The DJ. Oh, Kiel. Pero mabubuhay siya. All the shields is gonna be enough. 1-for-1 trade. CKTD for Kiel VJ.
Jay. Yes.
Okay na rin. I think
Oo,
that's
okay na rin.
I'm not sure. I think Sunsparks won that trade.
Para sa akin, pareho lang. Kasi both cores naman yung nakuha. Pareho core, damage dealer, yung nakuha ng magkabilang team natin during the team fight. Kung nakuha yung Esmeralda, napakalaking kalamangan para sa Sunsparks.
Pero di nakatakot pa rin Baymax. Maaga pa, wala pang 6 minutes ganyan nakalakas si Inyel on that Esmeralda.
Yes.
So, again, what's so nice about Esmeralda as compared to other frontline mages, let's say compared to Gushon or even to Selena here, which they're doubling up on, is, as I said, Esmeralda can come from behind. Di ba kahit medyo talo ka, basta ma-farman mo yan and you come in at the right time during a team fight, kaya mo man 3v1, 4v1.
The right timing talaga will decide how the fight will come with an Esmeralda.
Yeah. So again, Onage is in a very good position here. I think it's their game to lose, but they are down some turrets, right? So I think kailangan ng kumalaw dito ni Lembot.
So even though nalamang sa third push dito yung Sunsparks, di pa rin naman ganun kalaki ang lamangan. But still, yung Grak natin trying to harass the enemy na block na nga but low HP Harit with the Zaman Force picking off the Grak. But Will do the wild charge to run away kay Leo. That was a very nice decision for Grak to escape. Kung hindi niya ginamit yun, nako, medyo malulugi sila doon.
A lesser player would have done worse, di ba?
Baka
Ibang player,
ipilit yun.
magka-asim yun, di ba? Wild charge into the Azaman Force. But yeah, here we are. Sunsparks gonna go for the fight underneath the turret, pero mawawala na siya. Zaman Force being committed here. King's calling as well. Lard pushing away their opponent. Raflesia going for the kill behind Bimo. And Raflesia
Ay, Abyssal Haros, 3 hit!
months yung stun, ladies and gentlemen. Ito si Fuzain, medyo makakalayo pa siya. Bouncing ball away.
Oo.
Si Lard at saka si Lembot, humahanting na. BMI, out muna. Huwag nang mag-asim.
Fuzain has utilized the roaming item, that invincibility, saved his life right there from this Claude as well as this Grok. Kung hindi niya na-activate yan, malamang tinamaan siya ng slows. Once you go invisible with that item kasi hindi ka na matatarget. Pero ito nga, Grok very low na HP. Naku, white chest siya naman pala yung Kaja. Trying to chase away. Esmeralda still behind na rin. Zaman Force. Naku po, Falling Starman laban sa tatlo. Granger doing much damage right here. Naku, pulado na nga mga kaibigan. Kaja trying to chase away. Granger will take down the third 10. Naku, Tetsunata hindi pa rin sa kanyang damage. Still trying to chase under the third red Minsitar. King's Calling is not enough to stop the enemies right here. Pero na-hook under the turret. Yung Cobra natin kay Leo. But will run away alive with that bouncing ball.
Okay, ang ganda ng laban na yan. I really like how BMO just went for every single hook and hit it. Diba, dalawang beses yun. Medyo delikado pa nga kasi ang hinog niya kanina yung Kaja. Tapos may ring of order pa. So that was a little scary to watch. But yeah, Onage gets away relatively unscathed. Taken down the turret, down bot as well in mid. So medyo may bawi na sila dyan. It's currently 3-2 with no real gold lead. So Sunspot is on something here. Rafflesia dealing a lot of damage on the left bot. He goes down. Barely misses the Abyssal Arrow. Muntik na.
Purify is not enough to be alive, no, against this Chu. No, the damage Chu is dealing right now is very high because of this Blade of Despair going Berserker Fury.
Ang ganda, ang bilis nito ha.
Ang build,
5,000 already, 5.3 that is. Only second to Granger. JP here not doing very bad for himself. And now, Sunsparks, even if meron silang deficiency on the kills, medyo nakapag-farm. Lard, you're taking a lot of damage. As he said, JP's not doing bad.
Nako, yung Serena natin dito kay Leo even though tinatamaan niya lagi yung mga kalaban, wala siyang napipitas. Knowing the Kufra will prevent her from dashing inside.
Ang ganda no?
Oo.
Maganda na yung magnet mo nasa Kufra.
Yes.
Magbola ka pa, sige lang, kaya na yan. I don't care.
Oo. I can thank you. Uy, pero nakulong nga dito yung
Medyo
Kufra
matapang.
natin.
Masyado matapang si Paris sa akin dito.
Sakit.
Masyado matapang.
Nako, tinamaan na naman ng Abyssal Arrow. But just what I said, Esmeralda follow up with the Falling Starboard Punches sa kawalan mga kaibigan. King's Calling has been called. And double kill for our Esmeralda. Kaja running away. Tinamaan na naman ng Abyssal Arrow mga tol. Nako, will not be alive Esmeralda with a triple kill. This is very dangerous right now for Sunsparks. Esmeralda getting all these kills. Mahirap tong patayan once it gets all his items.
Ang ganda. 9 minutes 30 seconds. Onage going for this Lord. Ang ganda ng combo nila. To be honest, si Bimo. Tingnan, tumatawag na. Tumatawag. May sabi daw si Iniel.
Si
It's over. It's a JJ. Esmeralda getting all the kills. Now Selena, that is CKDD, securing the Lord. I believe Lord is going to be marching down mid here.
I think they need to focus much more on Esmeralda rather than this Claude. Medyo mas masakit na yung Esmeralda eh. Yun siguro yung kailangan i-pick off ng Chu during team fights na.
Papasukin.
Oo.
Pero yun nga medyo losing battle yan. I think there's so much that Sunsparks has to give to Onage. Ang dami nilang kailangan ubusin. Kailangan nilang mag-flicker in, Wave of Dragon.
Yes.
Kung pwede, i-divine judgment mo pa. Pero yun nga you're ignoring 4 other heroes. So, again, Onage,
Mahirap.
Onage is in a good position here. Lard getting hit with the Wave of the Dragon. Buti hindi nag-commit ng divine judgment doon. Medyo
Yes.
awesome yun if they did.
Actually, kung kinamit ng Divine Judgment, it would just be wasted.
Oh,
because
not
of
enough
the power of
damage,
nature,
yeah.
yes.
Mukhang ihahatid dito. Di parang Lard, si Lord. Lord and Lord.
Right, nako. Tamang hatid lang din naman. Graduation na daw nung anak niya si Lord. Pero ito na nga, King's Calling na ilatag na into the mid-lane tower. Naku po, delikado yung ginawa. Hindi rin naman mamamatay. Naku, sakto lang din yung pagkabuo ng immortality. But still, immortality will not be wasted. The Abyssal Arrow hits it. Di Harit. Racing to the champion from God. The damage is enough mga kaibigan. Esmeralda with the legendary streak. Right here, clearing out the enemy team under the turret. Still, but will go down here on the hands of Granger. Yung Granger na talaga, yung tumatapos dito sa buhay ng Esmeralda, yun lang ang tanging katapat ni Esme sa kalaban dito sa Sunsparks.
And this is what we're talking about, di ba? Sobrang daming kailangan ibigay ng Sunsparks para makuha yung Esmeralda, makuha si Iniel. And they are now going to knock on Sunsparks door. At magbubuksan naman sila. Onage now taken down mid-tower and as well mukhang nagbabadya na ang bottom dito. JP being left to defend. Wala siyang magawa kay Lord tsaka kay Lembo.
Abyssal Arrow almost hit the Granger right there. Kung tinamaan yun, I think they'll take the opportunity to finish the match.
Diretso na because you have to take out the Granger, di ba? And Granger very good right now at this point in the game for clearing waves and taking out heroes. So, yeah, Sunsparks here not necessarily out of the game just yet. Pero yun almost 12 minutes in, anong kailangan gawin dito, Baymax, ng Sunsparks para
I
makabawi?
think they just need to chill right now. Defender base, wait for the team fight to happen inside. Not actually inside the main base, but actually near their base. Kasi once na mag-front out sila, wala na silang tatakbuhan, mas mahirapan sila.
Yeah, and there's gonna be so much weight on mid and bottom. Di ba? Parati lang isipin yung quick flip at clear review dito. But then again, Bimo here, getting pulled in. Divine Judgment, ladies and gentlemen. King's Calling being used defensively. He does have immortality. Inyal coming in. KLBJ taking out Bimo. KLBJ being dropped by Inyal as well. There goes the Abyssal Dragon.
Wild charge.
The Abyssal Arrow. Medyo napatalbog na. Wild charge. It's gonna be
Once
3
again.
for 1. Medyo bayanin si Bimo. And it pays off.
Yes, grabe naman. Angel taking the lead kills for Team ONH Esmeralda.
Narinig mo yun, kinobo ko yung yung arrow tsaka yung charge, di ba? Sabay eh.
Abyssal charge.
Abyssal charge eh. Combo eh. Bakit? It
Oo.
works.
So, ito, tignan natin. Kung Team ONH will try to take this opportunity to end the match. Kufra very low on HP right now, trying to run away, but will not be able to. Wally Starmon will not hit anyone, but God is now taking the enemy's base. Pero wala ng minion. Rio, God, very low on HP. Blazing do it out right now. Nako, ito na yung minion na inaantay nila. Tignan natin kung marapapos na nga. And the victory will go for Team ONH.
Onage had a lot coming in here. Medyo nasa init sila because
Yes.
they kept getting shut down in the past weeks. And I'm just so glad that they get a game against one of the strongest teams in the league right now. No doubt, it's Sunsparks. So yeah, Sunsparks here, medyo kailangan nilang mag-reset. Pero maganda naman yung draft nila eh.
Maganda naman yung
We
draft
gave it
nila.
to Sunsparks. We predicted Sunsparks. So
Medyo yung Esmeralda nga lang took the kills. Yung talagang mahirap eh during a match with an Esmeralda. Once Esmeralda takes those kills, nako, during the early game especially, may hirapan na kayong habulin yan.
yeah, and ang napansin ko lang is yung Claude natin. Medyo Salt Bay lang siya, di ba? Medyo seasoning na lang
Seasoning
eh.
lang. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa'yo ng Claude, the split pushing marksman Claude. No? Pag hindi siya naka-bounty hunter, yun lang yung prayo niya.
Yeah.
Kaya hindi siya sasama masyado ng team fights. He will just go for split pushes, minion clearing, mid and bot. Palitan lang eh.
Pero interesting na pinili niyang talent on his emblem. A marksman emblem, weakness finder.
Weakness
It
finder.
actually gives your opponent, yung target mo, pag tinamaan mo siya ng slows. Di ba? Minus move speed, minus attack
Attack
speed.
speed.
So, talaga medyo support siya.
Support.
Pag inisip mo, okay, Blazing Do It, out. Magki-clear na lang ako.
Clear na ulit. Yes.
So well played here by Onage, ladies and gentlemen. They are back in the game. Sunsparks here needs to
Come
medyo
back.
reset.
Oh.
Medyo reset, di ba?
They need to refresh. Yes, from that match.
Game 2 parang Baymax. Sa tingin mo makita na tayong Estes?
I think so. Still, tignan pa rin natin. Depende pa rin kasi sa pagbaban dito.
Uso talaga Estes,
Estes,
eh, no?
Actually, lahat ng healers umaangat ngayon.
Estes, and we saw Rafaela Ban.
Rafaela, di ba? Estes, Rafaela, and Angela, medyo lumilitaw na ulit. Unlike, di ba, nawala sila the meta last season. Ngayon, medyo kumakambak na.
Happy to say that we're seeing the comeback of these heroes. Yun nga,
Yes.
Kufra is back. X-Borg has been unleashed. At si Angela, medyo naayos na yung love wave and passive interaction niya. So, pwede na siya ngayon.
Pwede na.
So, we might see, the comeback of Angela in this next few matches. We still have the potential for Game 3. But first, tingnan natin itong game highlights. Ito, very early on, kita mo na Onage has the lead, di ba?
Yes,
Kaya
pero-
sabihin mo na Divine Judgment si Inyel, pumapatay pa rin.
Mapapay, di ba? Yun talaga yung kinagandahan ng Esmeralda during this team fights. No? Kapag namatay yung kakampi niya, she's there to pick off the enemies from behind the man. Siya naman, yung babawi para sa mga kakampi niya na napitas.
Pero ang galing, I really like it. They do have an assassin here
Yes.
in CKTD. Pero yun nga eh, medyo nag-flip the switch sila. And I think that's what's good about these teams, you know?
Yes.
Onage here, also known in Season 3 as the wild card, di ba? Wild card brother
Yes.
or sister ng Archangel.
Archangel.
Season 3 champs, right? But now looking at this, mukhang Onage has redefined themselves.
Oo,
Sana
nako.
hindi lang to sana hindi to flash in the pan.
Hindi
Sana,
lang
sana
flash.
makita
Hindi
natin
lang
to na tuloy-tuloy na and we see lineups like this. Once again, maybe kind of going back to the old meta, but also respecting the new. I really
Totoo
like
yan.
this.
Di ba? Kita mo naman, no? Even though old meta yung ginamit nila, respectfully, no, napakita pa rin nila na yung old meta natin dito, kayang sumabay dun sa new meta natin.
Ayan o, ang ganda.
Ganda, di ba? Ang mga set dito ng Esmeralda and Claude with that blazing duet, hirap na hirap talaga pumalag yung Sunspark dito. The damage output of Team Onage, grabe.
We gave it to Sunsparks one because on paper, mano-mano, just like how their team, pound for pound, is one of the best in the league, di ba? Individually, pag nakita mo, top global, top local, di ba? And they're scary, mechanically, and with game knowledge, very gifted sila. And the lineup too, Harith, Kufra, Katakutan mo talaga yan eh.
Yes.
Kaja?
Kaja!
Binigay mo yung Kaja Kufra combo.
Kaja ko Frahares, actually.
But then,
Hindi kinaya.
Onage really on something here. The King's calling ni Dimo. We're gonna keep singing their praises here. Pero ladies and gentlemen, kayo na ang maging husga. Nanalo sila dito in under what, 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Pwede na, di ba? Game 2, what do you think we're gonna see here from Sunsparks? Anong
I think,
ibabawi nila?
yun nga, yung Sunsparks dito, I think, knowing na kayang hawakan ng gano'n ng Onage, that Esmeralda, I think that's going to be banned.
Auto ban. Esmeralda, if not, ban 1, ban 2.
Yes, but
How about Onage here? Anong bawi nila dito? I'm guessing they're gonna stick to what they know. Feeling ko, I don't think they should like go crazy here. I think what they should do is...
they should stick.
Oo, kasi gumana yung game 1 eh. And also, not to push the team fighters. Siguro, it's not for them. I'm not saying it's not effective. Maybe it's just not for them.
Not for them.
And I really like the Mincetar pick.
Yung minsan tayo talaga yung nagdala during the team fights eh. Chu, cannot dash.
Oo.
Haris, cannot dash.
There were times na sinacrifice yung sarili niya.
Yes.
Kudos to Bimo on that. Pero, you know, the
Just
better...
to land, that's its calling.
Yeah, the better player knows na kailangan ko eh. Kailangan ko.
Mamatay na yung mamamatay. Basta nailapag ko yung King's Calling para hindi makapag-dash and dash yung mga alaman.
And
napakalaking
the
tulong.
hook is so good.
Yes.
Diba? Pag tumawag, sagutin.
Sagutin.
Diba? Tapos, dyan ka na.
Diyan ka na.
Hindi ka na makakaalis.
Oo.
Ladies and gentlemen, inaantay lang natin ang game 2 ng Sunsparks versus Onage. With Onage taking game 1.
Yes.
That's so-
Napakaganda naman ang pinapakita talaga.
Impressive. You know what? If they win this 2-0, medyo I'm gonna look back kasi mamimiss ko yung crazy times ng Onage. Na kung ano yung dinadala nila into the game. But yeah, this looks like it's a new Onage. It's a new
Very
day for Onage Esports. Baymax, tatanong ko lang sa'yo. Sino pa sa tingin mo ang ilalabas dito ng parehong teams? May mga hero ka ba nagsumakita? We didn't see any Lilia. No Lilia ban or no Lilia ban or pick, ha?
Big, kahit yung game 1 actually, no Lilia.
No Lilia and no Estes.
I think Lilia has been adjusted, no? During the last
Yes,
match.
yes. Konting adjust pero
Konting
more of a
adjust.
nerf. Her black shoes now actually is less effective. Mas maliit yung
Heal.
movement speed buff, mas maliit yung heal, and yeah, medyo malaking bagay yun. Kahit sabi mo maganda yung bilang mo na 4 seconds, nasan ba ako nun? 4 seconds.
Oh,
Hindi pa rin enough eh. Minsan aabutan ka eh.
aabutan at aabutan niya talaga. Kaya medyo hindi na rin siya nagagamit eh. Actually, kahit dun sa ibang tournaments, makikita niya. Lilia, hindi na masyadong viable.
Malakas pero not there. Not there right now.
Not there. Not durable enough.
But an Estes though. How about that Estes?
An
Feeling ko,
Estes.
gusto ko makakita ng Estes.
Estes talaga.
Kasi really, the only way to answer an Estes, if you early on dive him,